I'm obviously here this morning, guys. Hope y'all are having a good morning so far. I'd love to tell you I've managed sleep. Not so much. I attempted quite a few times throughout the evening and night. Nope, not happening. Um, I was trying to do tangible things, Lord knows. And then as I was starting to try to take a nap before daylight, finally, well, the universe just had to advertise the goofiest thing I've ever seen. Well, no, I can't say that because I've seen years worth of it from this particular character built up by, oh, you guessed it, Scott and the rest, much like Nature Nut over there. I believe this is the D of the Slop and Bushwhack, as I recall. One with crazy eye. I think it's the same. Hard to tell. There's so many you people by the same names, but I'm pretty sure this is also the one that did all the stuff with the helicopter and the I hear cotton, that Ziggy and Fred propelled into whatever and all that. That slop. I swear it is. Anyway, it changes its name every little bit to something else so with algorithm people don't catch up to the call outs. Anyway, so this thing comes across the screen. I'm like, what I do now? What did I do now? Die. And then the closed caption starts playing. I'm like, what? The title's dumb enough. And so I take the cursor and move it across. And like, I don't know, it's like an 8-minute thing or something. I'm like, bro, this bitch used the whole video. Total no on the TOS, right? Now this one's pretty notorious, like Nature Nut, for altering vids, altering audio, doing all the extra, just being stupid anyway. Alright, and I swear if I have the right one, this is the one that eventually, when their whole story comes, now I could be wrong in this, that there was something to do with some math and it being hidden at a light pole or something with a friend, and there was like a Camaro or something. I don't know. It's way back in the lives, but I could have been wrong. There's so many of you people. Either way, this one here, though, I do know the voice, and every now and then I catch a piece. Right? I'm like, oh, it's that one again. And I just move along. For the most part, you assume most people will not take it seriously. However, every time they do these name changes and such, well, it's good to call them back out again. However, this time, I'm making an exception on how I'm doing this. Because I think that, and I generally do not, and I am still not this morning making a mistake. I'm not playing around or fucking with LE or the feds or anything else in some way to be like, because I'm not. I just want to show you all that y'all are barking up all the wrong trees. And that I'm exactly at zero fucks given stage. And that a whole lot of you, you're just awful and stupid and terrible human beings. And that, I just don't know what else. I have so many words. and descriptors. Maybe some of you, by this method of calling you out, will actually help. Because I'm infinitesimally tired of it. I'm tired of what you all do, what you think you get away with. I mean, just the whole nine. The propaganda, the working in a well-organized group. I'm tired of the ground squirrels here or in other open and active investigations. You nutbags like D and CZ and Shay and Nanas and Jennifers and whoever else wants to be ground squirrels, okay? They want to do weird stuff all the time. That's just, ugh, you know? But ground squirrels, right? Just local weirdo freak bags, man. Scott H's, the others, I don't know. There's so many of you here locally, too, that have helped this group. Just like every case that they find you weirdos in, Chases, the Linda, there's just so many of you. The Rojos, the there's just too many of you. There's, you know what? Even one of you would be too many. In any case. I just, I'm, I'm at a point where it's like, it's years of this, that you all have done this in all of our lives. A whole host of you with intent. And with a well organized group operating in a criminal manner online. There was no need for any of y'all from online to on the ground here locally to hunt us down, to manipulate us, to target us, to stalk us, to put us in fear, to play mind games and emotional games with any of us. There's no need for you to have continued that for years. We are our own double-edged swords, obviously. When we speak, it can cause chaos. People will have their opinions about that and what we say. Those are one thing. But when you're operating with a well-organized group online in any manner to do it, with intent, defamation purposes, slander, harassment, propaganda, etc., or you're doing it with them from the ground up with intent, and you are knowingly helping destroy people's lives. Anyone who speaks in or around these cases, or even if they don't, because look how many you've screwed with that have never spoken a word. Look how many you've tried to continue to acquire, tamper with, intimidate, render unusable in courtroom settings is my assumption. And that goes from the ground up locals to other, when you do that, you're playing a role in it. I don't care which one of you all it is. We may speak, we may be double-edged swords. But when you have a merry band of fuckwits and local fuckwits helping the online fuckwits get up to the fuckwit shit for years, you're going real life. They're going real life. You're doing it with intent, purpose, driven. It drives narratives, propaganda, goofball bullshit that just never ends and does things like inundates the real heart's really working for someone. Hell, I even hate that our dumbasses are all double-edged swords, but you know, some of those, as you can see, are more than willing to play with you all. Have leashes on, collars be bought, blackmailed, tampered with, playing tee-hee with you all throughout the years. I'm not one of those. I'm not going to play tee-hee with you. This is not a game, nor has it ever been for me. I don't find what any of y'all do funny, cute. I don't find it helpful. I've yet to see a real advocate, searcher, real detective, or anything else in this realm. I've yet to even find one real web sleuth that does not go real life with some group attached behind it making millions, or investment teams, or some local weirdo doing something for them, or getting off the ride and petting the animals. I don't know what's wrong with most of you. I know there just is a whole lot wrong. Why you choose to find yourself in this realm or doing these things to other people in open and active cases or around them, I'll never understand or know. I can guess at many of your all's needful things or behavior issues that, broken. I mean, damn, there's a whole ball of humanity out here floating in space. Everybody's broken or messed up or not quite right to some degree, but geez. Go around just like finding people already suffering and then just like stab them even more in open wounds to feel good. And then viewing it as entertainment. I don't understand it. Other than that, I just know there's a lot of terrible, wounded, broken, god awful monsters and people in the world. So I come upon this beautiful piece of bullshit. Right? Yep, sure did. I thought, you gotta be kidding me. And I was like, nope, nope, they never are. Mm-mm. So, I was like, well, damn. I'm just gonna tag the TBI. And I guess if Leslie and Bell's back there want to look at it, bye. Okay, I hate this being this way. It's not an entertainment. I don't find it as such. But I guess since Dee wants to make a name for herself while continuing to pump out propaganda and hate like Shakespeare's on my name and others, and to be entirely wrong, and for Rockin' Robin to be ever playing in it, then we'll do it this way. Maybe they'll make a name for themselves. Maybe the propaganda will be put out there firmly. Or shit, who knows? Maybe TBI will come arrest us all today. Whole damn Tri-Cities, I guess, because all of us, the dead horse, 19 dead guys, 16 bazillion news articles, not even attached to a blue barrel fucking chicken, and everybody's probably going to jail. Now, I mean, I guess, I just don't know, right? But they've solved it, and I just wanted the TBI to know they've solved it. They've got me shooketh, guys. I need to make a confession. They've suddenly discovered my first videos that I'm sure you guys have never seen or heard of before. And they, unlike the rest of the top analysts and experts in the world that work with and for and are you guys, have discovered a slip. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that Rockin' Robin and Dee, they've got it. So hopefully this gets them the clout or the needful thing, and Dee can run back to her buddies Jenny, Adrian, Crumma, and Gavel, respectively, chasing. I'm sure y'all recognize some of those names in their database. And Ryan finds truth and all not, but definitely found imaginary, magical, pretend spirits of his wife has. That guy. You'll have some linkages in here to, well, in that group, I'm sure you recognize them from the Black Melinda call while tampering with my child. And then Rock could also play a role in circling our abuser, Andy, that guy, the one y'all definitely never met or interviewed or anything before. Him and Ryan's vid, Rocket will be featured in it. As long as this is the real account, because it ain't be wrong, I will give leeway for that. And fake accounts, because AB up there in Canada and team are pretty hot on those, along BK, and they do love hacking and creating and Gmailing and, creating that type of thing and false evidence in. And you just can't really trust accounts around here. You know what I mean, TBI? FBI, I'm sure y'all are well aware. Especially in all four of these cases, all of these same characters are just wrapped right up in, right? And that does not include Cottons, by the way. That PG and Ziggy and it's fine. I'm sure y'all have it somewhere in reams of data, right? Anyway, my point is that I just I wanted to make y'all aware that Dee and Rocket and I run on Summer's case. They've solved it. They've found me slipping. Apparently what's gonna get all of us caught, though I have no idea what that means. Not sure. And maybe y'all know. I don't know. Um, but yep. Yep. And I think Rockins are pointing out further things to continue her years long effort of propaganda nonsense from on the ground and with the well organized group operating over several social media platforms. More than a few cases deep that y'all are on, obviously, in Tennessee. I'm sure you're well aware and have the reams of data. I trust you guys. I don't trust them, though. So, anyway, this beautiful caught you thing that they have this morning, TBI and FBI. I just wanted to show it to you personally, because it has me shooketh. I'm totally terrified. I'm on my way to Mexico as we speak. Um, I'm gonna apply for like citizenship, considering lineage and things. Um, I was actually thinking about staying in a Russian airport for a bit as well, or maybe going to Greece like that Skep guy who had contact with this group and did some weird thing. I don't know, but I don't know. I'm shook it's like that. Let me be honest. I think I'm gonna pick Greece or Mexico because I like the food a little better than Russian. But yeah, I'm shook up to my core. Um, may, you know, just want to let y'all know. Uh, yeah. uh, so I guess I better turn this hot evidence in on myself. They found that way they don't have to like call you and 16 agents and 9 police departments, or I don't know, burn onto a CD or something, and have Don B jump out with it in front of your offices or anything. Somewhere, or a bullhorn crammed up somebody's ass. I don't know. I just, least painful way as possible, I'd love to turn this evidence in they've discovered. And I guess y'all need me and contact me about it. Though I'm pretty sure we covered this. I don't know, the first hours and days for sure, and months and even years after, everything at summer finished. But definitely in the first minutes, hours, and days for sure. I do recall that. Pretty sure y'all do as well. Y'all still have all that paperwork, all those statements, the fill in the boxes, the recordings of, or, you know what I mean? Like, do we need to redo all that, or do we need to talk to the card teams, the profilers, the analysts again, all the agencies again, like we did? Uh, do y'all want this shirt or purse or bottoms I was wearing that day yet, or the shoes? They're still here as well, intact. Because here tell the dogs also didn't do jobs, or there might be evidence. I don't know if y'all want them. They're still here. I don't know. Hearing, urine, blood samples. You want medical? Oh wait, you probably already have. I remember signing things for you all in Locan, so you already have medical. All the things. Do you recall that? Yeah. Anyway, yeah. If y'all still don't have all those things or all the reams of data, like all the messages and things, and Facebook and social media accounts, text messages, videos, and everything, probably from time immemorial till now or whenever you let me know, I'll sign voluntarily. Y'all are more than welcome anytime, obviously, to NSA it, because, that shooketh. But yeah, I mean, just in case y'all misplaced or lost any of that reams of data y'all talked about, TBI, FBI, all agencies, definitely Pruitt. I remember that interview. But yeah, just in case y'all missed it or didn't acquire it or something, it's all still here too on all the devices. You're more than welcome to any accounts. You just need out of my hand again, come knock. Shit, don't kick in the door, fly from the ceilings. I don't care. It's all still here. I have it, just in case. Uh, anyway, how about those handwritten statements? Y'all still got them? If not, I have a copy or two somewhere. Um, but just in case we all missed something, or y'all feel you need it, I mean, you let me know. Still up for polygraph, guys, like I offered from day one until, and tried to obtain, as y'all are well aware, on my own, and etc., and everything else. So, if ever y'all are interested in that, you can definitely, I'll do it. You on a waterboard, trap me in a room. I'll waive all my rights. Um, we'll just sit there, good guy, bad guy, questioning, hard grilling, no sleep. I don't know. I don't care. and take a finger. We'll do that too. Just snip off the tips or whatever it is. Guantanamo, are there any rooms available? I don't know. So y'all just let me know. Voice stress analysis, hypnosis, um, and more analyst profilers. Um, I don't know. You let me know where the TBI FBI trailer with the nice weird eyeball cameras that follow you is next. I'll knock on the door. I'll be like, hey, I know y'all are in Tennessee again. I just wanted to offer one more time for polygraph. Y'all need it. Just so you have it. Because, according to the interwebs and these geniuses, we all lying about all the things. Anyway. But anyway, I just wanted to show you despite all that of what D over here and Rockin' Robin are on to. Alright. And just a tiny refresh course on who and what they're connected to and the well organized group and how some of them are playing on the ground and all the things. Because must be fibbing about that too. Anyway, before I show you this evidence they found that just has me shook. I'm really all about that taco and Greek food. Seriously. Anyway, we'll do it their way, I guess. Here we go.
Hi there. Would you like to receive a gift? I'm a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day.
Now, the title to this, dear FBI, TBI, all local agencies, I don't care, is True Crime Suspects. Jody Sue said, quote, Grandis was ahead of us. End quote. Hashtag crimes against children. Oh, yeah. And it must be true because she suddenly got 906 views, which is 800 and some when I watched. But it's got 102 likes. I feel like that's a little off, percentage-wise, quite frankly, but the types they cater to. Oh, look. You'll notice this one's definitely serious because they're part of Summer's army. Oh, yeah. They're army. I'm not sure what's going on. I'll be honest with you. I've skipped around. I've seen it. I was like, yeah, be kidding me. So I guess play discover the evidence together. I just know it got real absurd at a certain point. Oh, but wait. First, what we're gonna do is, Dorothy here says I'm drunk. I'm sure y'all are aware that's not my problem. That I'm indeed not intoxicated or drunk, right? Because I know you guys and gals are fully aware of this, despite the propaganda and all the nonsense, and you guys were dealing with us and me when this was all fresh and tasty and yeah, very apparent. I recall those days. Yeah, I'm sure you guys do too. Anyway, but I'm still not drunk. Okay, though, leave it up to the Justins, the TMs, those like Robin, everybody else on the ground, and the Dees to continue that narrative. They do it every day. D, I'm so glad you showed this. Notice Candace's shirt appeared back. I don't know. They're talking about Candace's shirt. I don't know. Oh, Mary Jane. I don't know. I remember watching that. I don't believe I put that together then. Good catch. Let's see. Oh, here she is. Here's our local. 17 hours ago it's edited. Though I think I have the screenshots when it wasn't. Um, Anyway, the real Rockin' Robin would like to inform the world that glad you pointed out in this text thread, noise woke her up at 2:38 p.m. on June 15th, 2021. Not 4:30, not 4:47, nowhere close to 4 anything. Digital evidence speaks volumes, JS. Greatness is ahead of us. What? Very interesting slip indeed. A lot of I don't know. Y'all make sense of these names. Thanks, D. I agree with you 100%. I don't even think they know where they're commenting most days. Oh, there's a September Virgo. She's been missing in action for a while. Hey, sweetheart, I'm not saying it was. I'm not saying it wasn't either time, but do you remember way back about the power outage on June 15th? Oh, dear. Oh, boy. But she put up some very detailed information regarding the power outage on June 15th, 21. The burn barrel. I believe it was DeeTrueCrime. Thank you for all you've done for summer. That was okay by me putting in a much love and respect. We don't know. They're advertising for the burn barrel again, who got all the power stuff wrong. Oh boy. Yep. Anyway, I'm gonna touch the button here. We're gonna see which Real Rockin' Robin account this is. It says it's this one. Okay, this one. Real Rockin' Robin 652019 subs joined 13 years ago. Public subscribers 17 comments, 13 received. She has 19 subs. Did I mention that? Definitely into all the true crime. Oh, she's not. Oh, there's Lisa K. There's Beyond Becca's Eyes. That's a new one. I'm sure you'll hear about. Sort of. Oh, Chili's. Oh shit, no way. Not Rockin' Robin with the Chili's. Tennessee. I mean, oh dear. Oh dear. There's Scott, Buddy Shelby. Walk. Oh dear. And PG. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna view the channel now. That's the channel. That's where it goes. Okay. Um. So now we're gonna watch this together. All right. Cause So yeah, Rockin' Robin's on the glide you pointed out in this text thread. Noise woke her up at 2:38 p.m. on June 15th, 21. Not 4:30, not 4:47. Blah blah blah. Nowhere close to 4 in it. But wouldn't they just like to know what woke me up at whatever the hell time it was at 2, dear FBI, TBI? But y'all know, right? I remember having these conversations with you all and answering these questions. Y'all also know for fact that that's not um where the scream, which I'm sure she's insinuating doesn't exist, because Rocket does love the propaganda and act stupid around, thing. But anyway, I'm sure you all are well aware of the first seconds. I I handed you the phone. It was like, here's where that would be placed and why. And these are all separate things. Though Robin's over trying to put out her own narrative with a propaganda specialist online, while being connected to do all the largest group doing so online in Summer's case the entire years. So apparently, because I did not say what the noise was at 2, they can take and do this with it, right? Or they would like to elicit or gain a response from me, an answer as to what that was, so that then they have more because they felt entitled to more, and so they can all database it. or continue to harm us emotionally, mentally more, or use it to incite illicit responses, which is still damaging to people's psyche. They don't care. But I recall handing you dudes the phones and letting y'all be like, oh, let me look through these real time. And all of us being like, this is where the scream was, but this one thinks because this noise and something woke me up that it means that's not this or that, or it is this or that. But think, fuck you guys. Okay? It's like, y'all my only hope, everyone. Okay? And I guess are we going to let them continue to do this? Probably. But either way, according to Rockin' Robin, with a years long effort of propaganda campaign, local helping the well organized group online fuckery, um, she's helping the other one put out whatever and insinuating that somehow that was the scream time. And well, I know you all absolutely no different on all that. Um, it's weird she doesn't even realize while she's putting out the propaganda that according to you all or Candace that Candace wasn't even home at that point yet. But hey, what do I know? What do you guys know? Rockin' has it. Okay, she has it. And I guess we're gonna see what evidence uh DeeTrueCrime SLOP channel has once again um in Summer's case. That you all have totally missed, according to her. We're all busted this morning. Or I mean, at least, or I don't know. Y'all carrying on, I guess. Starting. Hold on. I'm gonna connect it to Bluetooth. I mean, maybe. Okay. Oh, look, it's from TM's. Imagine that. I wonder why she selected that one to take that from and advertise for. Huh. Mm.
She still got her arm up?
No.
Oh, that's what I was trying to catch, but she still got her arm up?
No.
Oh, that's what I was trying to catch, but
She got a piece of candy from Grandma, and she wanted to go back over and see her brothers. And I said, okay. And I walked her all the way over to the porch, and I watched her walk into the kitchen where the boys were watching TV. And I told the boys, I said, watch Summer. I'll be back. And within 2 minutes, I came back.
Oh, lovely. Apparently, it's all a script. Summer never got out of the truck. In her opinion. But thank God we have them.
And I asked the boys where their sister was, and they said, she went downstairs, Mom, to play with her toys in the playroom. I said, okay. And And I yelled downstairs for her a couple times, and I didn't get no answer, which was unusual because usually she always answers me. And so I went down there to check, and she was nowhere in sight. She was just gone.
Now, why in the world are you using? Now, I'm asking this not of the TV or FBI, but of D. Why she's using my messages that are watermarked, but from Lips, and then the other piece from TM. Right now, wow, says a fill on it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you guys recall this is actually my video that of the text and scrolling from it, and Lips is taking it. Apparently, put her name on it like it's hers. I guess I'll be striking her about that. But I'm sure, dear FBI and TBI, that you have all these, and then some, and you actually had them in real time. And I handed them to you myself, and you all were able to move the little screen yourself. You know, you remember that? I remember that, guys. And we went over them. Yeah, remember that? I do. I remember exactly where we sit and which agent and all the things. I remember all the things I do. So, anyway, yep. Sure you remember these. And, Lips can understand a watermark or a song name anyway. Apparently hers now. Weird. These picking a TM piece and then a Lips piece right now. After TM and then been up to stuff again. Boldly lately. As I feel. And then there's Rockin' Robin. Boy, wonders will never cease, will it, with this group? Uh-huh. Anyway, so I'm sure you guys remember these. I'm sure they're in your rooms of data. But, unlike these first ones I released it to the public, yours were never, obviously, because you got to scroll through and get them in real time. Edited. Y'all seeing the real things in real time and all the things. Don't tell these people online, though, that those four were lying. Oh, it looks like Lips are one of them. They circled something at 2:38 p.m. Oh dear. Oh dear. FBI, TBI. And look, the noise apparently woke me up before that, right? But then the message and response back from Andy was at the 2:38, looks like. And then 3:14, too long, no response. You okay? All these things. I don't know. But whatever they say, it must be true. And they continue on. Um, yeah. Onward to the, I'm sure y'all remember the, talking to the kids and not off yet messages and all that, right? Um, yeah. Oh, and I know you'll know who Lips is, right? She's also part of the TM. Scott H, Jenny, Adrian, Linda, Rojo, Benny, Keys, Penny, etc. And Lips, bullshit, like I said. Of the blackmailing Linda and tampering with court, stealing things around my kid and myself, with Monster and helpmate involved in that. And, yeah, and then also the Lips of the lied to Nuevo courts, and Jody Sue has beautiful recordings of saying she lied to those courts, and still holding on. I'm just, I don't know. That Lips. Alright, the terrorizer of her own neighbor Lips. Yeah. Sure, it's fine. We're gonna carry it. Spot, that's kind of clear, and oh look, and she took this from Carrie Moody, another member of Flippage. Even though I was unaware Moody had my vids, and with her name over them, like they're, oh dear. What did I tell y'all when I first put those vids up? Still that y'all were not to take them, and they were not like to be on monetized channels and things like that. What did I say about that? Anyway, so we have a TM, a Carrie, another local, right? Helpful that way. And allegedly, supposedly semi-local, about like the Don B. Sure you recognize that one. Anyway, weirdo. But yeah, and a Lips. It's quite the roundup, guys. Head towards the creek because I think, well, maybe brothers have left her behind, or she's fallen off the top of the hill, she's gotten hurt, or the usual things, right? And we need to find her, if that's the case. Because in my head, I'm like, well, it's been a while since I've heard this scream, this noise. If she's hurt, she's been here a while. So, I'm wearing sandals. And I know the best thing. Yeah, the ones you guys checked out, like the first people search summary, you wanted to see the tread patterns. Remember that? I remember that. Still got them here if you guys need them. Not really worn them since, but they're here just in case you feel you need them. I hear tell from the internet I had like soap or something. I washed my feet off in the creek. Apparently, I kidnapped or did something very terrible to Summer with just my toes. Also, according to the internet, in case you're unaware, the dogs apparently hit on my feet as well. I don't recall that happening. I'm sure you all and all the other agencies don't recall that either, since it never happened. But there's all that in there. I can do is get into the water. So I step into the creek. Oh, because from there I can keep tracks down. Because when you live in areas like ours, worst case scenario. Makes me totally sus, guys. Oh, yeah. You also know what happens if somebody can't be found. And you know that staying in the water keeps scent down for dogs if they have to be brought in. In a way, but also not. I also know traipsing through any wood lines with a fuck ton of spray on me is not the smartest fucking thing to do. Or to break things or whatever. Sorry, we live in the woods. Oh my god. Common sense. And so it's like, well, damn salt of hell, right? So, also, it's a good way to check, even though, but with your feet on what's in the bottom and deepest spots.
I keep it on the bank.
Yeah, in the deepest spots. Where there were spots dammed up. I'm sure y'all have pictures or whatever of all that. I know many other witnesses come in and witness the same dammed up spots. And then there were the shallow areas too. But we all be out here just a lying.
Around Candace's, and to the top of the hill. Before I'd stepped into the creek, I could hear the boys go down the left side of their property towards the creek on that side.
Yep, those were the early days when none of us, or at least I had not, come to the realization you have to explain everything in thorough detail and make sure you enunciate clearly. Don't have speech disabilities or cancer, and you know, whatever, and that even if you're absolutely thorough and you use the most basic words or big ones you can find, it's gonna go badly for you. And if you leave any room in there for them to fill in anything, oh, they're gonna. Right? And if you don't give them all the things they feel like they're entitled to or want from you, oh dear God, are you in for several years of a fuck you right? Especially if you're not Bible blackmailable, terrorizable, whatever else, blah blah blah, propagandable, whatever it is, They want all the things. They also want to screw up all the things. And yeah, it doesn't matter what you do. You're damned if you do and damned if you don't. But yeah. Anyway,
That I had looked down towards earlier. And there was a point there.
Also, so I remember these were on Facebook. They were eventually transferred over to YouTube, but I never expected them to be brought to YouTube. Thought it was just a Facebook thing. Okay. Did not expect YouTube.
And I could tell that Candace and the boys had met up when they were hollering for summer and circling the hill. So anyway, I'm stepping into the creek.
And Lord, I'd have to go back and watch, because honestly, Carrie Moody's hands have been on this, and then 6 other passes between people. I don't even know how it's cut and chopped and whatever else. I don't know, but whatever.
I don't know, not too far in. So anyway, as I was looking, a few feet, and before I'd stepped into the creek, I could hear the boys go down the left side of their property towards the creek on that side that I had looked down towards earlier. And there was a point there when, I could tell that Candace and the boys had met up when they were hollering for summer and circling the hill. So anyway, I'm stepping into the creek. I went there when, I could tell that Candace and the boys had met up when they were hollering for summer and circling the hill. So anyway, I'm stepping into the creek. I was when, I could tell that Candace and the boys had met up when they were hollering for summer and circling the hill. So anyway, I'm stepping into the creek. I don't know, not too far in. The boys had met up when they were hollering for summer and circling the hill. So anyway, I'm stepping into the creek. I was there when, I could tell that Candace and the boys had met up when they were hollering for summer and circling the hill. So anyway, I'm stepping into the creek.
Strange right there. I feel like someone's been fucked with there, but I have to go back and look.
I was, I don't know, not too far in. Um, and, so anyway, as I was looking, what, a few feet, in to the water, but, nah, 20 feet maybe from the river. I don't know, maybe less than that. I don't know. Wasn't too far in. When I hear a car coming down Candace's driveway. And her talking to somebody, which I assume was somebody in the car with her. But as I hear her getting closer, I come back out the creek and jump up. Out of, and then.
And by this, it was the area at the creek. I was not as nuanced as I should have been. Good Lord forbid. Anyway, yeah, I'd say about that.
The roadway, and she's in Grandis's vehicle, and which, kind of confused me at first.
It's Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, your DSCC chair, and I need your help immediately. Democrats and independents.
Hi, my name is Dee.
But as I hear her getting closer, I come back out the creek and jump up. Out of, and then into the roadway. And she's in Grandis's vehicle. And which, kind of confused me at first.
Hi, my name is Dee, and you're watching DeeTrueCrime. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. And please leave a comment. I told y'all Jody Sue's going to be the one to get him in trouble. She slipped up already in that interview. Take a listen to what she said.
Dear TBI and FBI, this woman thinks those were interviews. Dear world, it's been here in any capacity for almost 4 years. This woman thinks those are interviews. And I know she knows better.
Here, next. She said, Grandma was ahead of us. That's why Candace was driving the Silverado.
Grandis's was ahead of it, so that's why she's in Grandis's. And so anyway, when she pulls up, she's on the phone with Donnie. But the first thing I said, guys, I wish I could explain to you. I wish there had been some way for me to take a picture or video that day.
Well, why didn't you have your phone with you that day, Jody Sue, so you could document it, so you could send it to all 4 of your Facebook friends? At the beginning of this case, she had 4 Facebook friends, and Fred's mother, Evelyn Hill, was one of them.
See, this is what you call propaganda and bullshit with intention and purpose. Now, follow me here, TBI and FBI. I know y'all know critters like this and how they use these. It sound all sloppy and messy. And just like they're ignorant bastards. And it's oopsies online and whatnot, but it's not. She knows, and even recordings and the first screenshots they have show there are more friends that I'm on Facebook, right? They're implying, with propaganda and effort, that I only had 4 friends and I was out for fame or friends on Facebook. Pretty sure we all know it's not true, but it sounds good. And it's propaganda put out with intention and purpose. With all the normal hype and sure you're well aware how this works, right? And then, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure I can test fine I'm sure y'all can as well, and those beautiful reams of data, that Fred's mama was never on my Facebook. But, dear TBI and FBI, I know where they're trying to lead back to with that. You'll find that selection connected with the recent data they've all left behind with some Juniper's Tarot, Heather Lynn, Sage, Ziggy, Fred, etc., Camp Anastasia, etc., in attempted setups 1 and 2 in the past few months with a certain type of fuckery and threat levying and this and the other. And yeah. So that's what they're trying to do, is boost certain things to go back to that again. Right now. Mm-hmm. They're all unhappy with all that. But I know y'all hold all that in rooms of data, I'm sure. I know I definitely, if you need it, have evidence of them trying to set up and do things and weird stuff around people and names and screwing me and hurricane victims and all kinds of things. And a well coordinated bullshit effort, right? With pieces they thought they long held and were like aha things, and they're not aha things. And, well, faith, that's what it is. But anyway, that's what we're trying to go back to with that. Fame and some sort of propaganda push about trying to lift off the bullshit they already attempted to set up, some involving money and other things recently, uh, twice. And Sage had a meltdown about it, and a wrench, whatever. And you'll note she's the one that put out the bullshit. She would still probably like you to have family land search for some insanity and her defamation and assassination of characters on purpose. Then, I'm sure would still like that searched. You might also recall she was voting on how to rename my minor children online so they could bully them and get by with it legally. She'll pretend otherwise these days. Anyway, there's a whole host of things that one's done. But yeah, you'll notice that from that era. But yeah, they're just trying to go back to that again, swirl back to what they already did together in the past few months, didn't manage to get done, and try to lift off again. I don't care. But, this one knows better. I do. Sure, you can find 900 of her videos about me that tell you she knows better than what she's putting out 17 hours ago or so. Shows this is done with intent and purpose, and she's just not stupid and sloppy tongued like she wants you to believe. She's doing things on purpose and with intent with this well organized group online. I'm sure there are connectors there that will just shock you guys to no end. Anyway, I'm gonna rewind it so I can make sure y'all hear it and you come arrest me. Cause Rockin' and D Sloppy here demand it.
Thing I said, I mean,
Grandma was ahead of us.
And much like PG and Ghost Noises of the Night, well, PG was full of altering audio. And I think it was taken from, what's her name, Over Remains. I've been visiting. But she altered the audio and they did a thing the other night with that. But this one's pulling much the same ghost noises as like TM and them are famous for too, where it concerns others as well in Summer's case. But let alone the manufacturing of fake evidence and accounts. Like, did I already mention that with Canada Boy up there of the selling things and scooting them across borders illegally, and then and things like claims that are not like Food and Drug Administration approved and magical cures, and his love of selling other people's merch up there and avoiding taxes and whatever else crypto and he's doing over there. Anyway, so there's all that. Also, let's not forget their ties with Ernie Shell and text messages and manufacturing of texts and evidence and that, right? Let's not forget all the ties with that, too. But anyway, we're going to rewind so we can all hear some magical stuff, okay?
This vehicle, and which, kind of confused, but, 20 feet maybe from the road. I don't know, maybe less than that. I don't know. Wasn't too far in when I hear a car coming down Candace's driveway. And her talking to somebody, which I assume was somebody in the car with her. But as I hear her getting closer, I come back out the creek and jump up out of, and then into the roadway. And she's in Grandis's vehicle, and which, kind of confused me at first.
Hi, my name is Dee, and you're watching DeeTrueCrime. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. And please leave a comment. I told y'all Jody Sue's going to be the one to get him in trouble. She slipped up already in that interview. Take a listen to what she says here next. She said, Grandma was ahead of us. That's why Candace was driving the Silverado.
Grandis's was ahead of it, so that's why she's in Grandis's. And
But before you come arrest me, dear FBI and TBI and local agencies, I'm not trying to play ghost noises to y'all, but I'm pretty sure I said Grandis's was ahead of it, not us. That's definitely an IT, not a US. Am I wrong there? But I guess when she turns this into you, or has 9,000 people led to believe false things and has them, and the hive has them believing this bullshit and they turn into you, you'll know that, it's fun. I'm sure y'all have not seen or gone over these vids yet, right? They're years old. Yep. But if Dee said I said us, it has somehow become us. Oh boy. Oh boy. And I'm sure the feds and Ellie and all them understood exactly what I was implying. God forbid I leave out all the details or think I'm talking to idiots. Or that eventually be taken by YouTube and spun into oblivion, and that I didn't come out or say all the things like, well, it confused me, and I just thought, well, the reason she come down in the Silverado, her mom's truck, is because it was probably the next in rotation, right? That Grandis's was ahead of it, as in the Subaru, which I thought was up on the fucking hill. I didn't expect Don to be driving. They showed up in it later. I was like, the fuck? Yeah. But, yeah. So, yeah, I was shocked when, she came down driving her mom's. And then I just thought, well, and I shook it off because I was like, well, probably because it was just next in rotation in the driveway. One parked behind the next in the circle. They would generally take the next vehicle in line, you know? Oh my god. So sorry. And then I didn't spend the next almost 4 years explaining it repeatedly. And then these people can still do propaganda and bullshit and torment and terrorize with even little local helpers like Rockin' Robin helping it out to inundate you guys and fuck with all of our lives on the grid. I am truly sorry, fellas. I'm gonna have to make a pamphlet. Just go full belt, bullhorn Betty on any open and active investigation. And hand them out to all the neighbors and families before these people can ever do this kid in any case.
Anyway, when she pulls up, she's on the phone with Donnie. But the first thing I said, I mean, guys, I wish I could explain to you. I wish there had been some way for me to take a picture or video that day.
Well, why didn't you have your phone with you that day, Joe Sue, so you could document it, so you could send it?
I had the phones in my purse. But I was searching. What I meant by these statements is that I wish I had a phone or like a GoPro type situation or something, just so I could sit the world down and show y'all in real time what it was and what it was like and all this there. But bitch, I wasn't going back once I was searching to get retrospect. Ooh, let me put it on the Facebook. And like you want to make it seem with your propaganda bullshit, dude. I was actually searching for some. And none of that shit was public ever. For a long time after. None of my vids and stuff, most of those acquired, were actually by Squall, who was asked to be put on my Facebook this year, then took everything and then used it with this group. Some of those names you featured here and that group, to blackmail. And to make my son look like XYZ if I did not blah 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 and blah 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 and go over and tell TM or BK everything I need right in. Yep. So, and then I decided to make some vids that were on my Facebook public. So, and then obviously, between this vid you just played and others, I came on my Facebook and was doing lives, but not all that many before jumping over here to YouTube to call out Tragedy Pimps, as promised, because by that point I'd firmly figured out they were screwing with us on the same level you and Rockin' and everybody else have been for all the years. You feel some type of way about it, D? And I know early on when Scott built you, I was calling you out on a continual. You still up in your feels about it? Do I care? Not really. I love that you are with intention putting out propaganda because I guarantee you I can find other vids that show you no better than what you're putting out today. Which then shows the intent behind what you're doing today and why you advertised for several of these deep in it. And why Rockin's over there and the rest. Yep. Same shit, different day, eh, guys?
All four of your Facebook friends. At the beginning of this case, she had 4 Facebook friends, and Fred's mother, Evelyn Hill, was one of them.
Donnie's on the phone with her, and I didn't even realize the time. It just didn't hit me. But the first thing I say to Candace is, I heard her scream, I'm sorry, I didn't know. And Donnie says something like, so you're telling me somebody's taking my baby girl or something? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I didn't put it together, enough time down, looked into the town. Didn't see Summer. But
Damn, these things cut out of hell.
went across back over to the left, which is Candace's property, where the other side of the tile is. And that's if you're going out the road, not in.
There you are advertising for lips again with my shit that's watermarked lips. And even playing the John Denver, I remember picking out the bestie. I'm not sure what she means by all this, but I dare TBI and FBI, but saving Geo for forensics, we're not sure. She says both of her parents have not been cleared in this case. It is still missing 46 months. Not a trace of her has been found. Somehow the back of the truck is the home of Summer Wells. We don't know. It's anybody's guess.
Or video that day.
Well, what? That's told y'all Jody Sue's gonna be the one to get it.
And her talking to somebody, which I assume was somebody in the car. I was, I don't know, not too far in. So anyway, as I was looking, went a few feet, in to the water, but, 20 feet maybe from the road, I don't know, maybe less than that, I don't know. Wasn't too far in when I hear a car coming down Candace's driveway. And her talking to somebody, which I assume was somebody in the car with her. But as I hear her getting closer, I come back out the creek and jump up. Out of, and then into the roadway. And she's in Grandis's vehicle. And which, kind of confused me at first.
Hi, my name is Dee, and you're watching DeeTrueCrime. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. And please leave a comment. I told y'all Jody Sue's gonna be the one to get him in trouble. She slipped up already in that interview. Take a listen to what she says here next. She said, Grandma was ahead of us. That's why Candace was driving the Silverado.
Grandis's was ahead of it, so that's why she's in Grandis's. And so anyway, when she pulls up, she's on the phone with Donnie.
Even what she said did not match what I said. Listen.
Eddie, in that interview, I told y'all Jody Sue's gonna be the one to get him in trouble. She slipped up already in that interview. Take a listen to what she says here next. She said, Grandma was ahead of us. That's why Candace was driving the Silverado.
Grandis.
Okay, so Candace was ahead of us. That's why Candace was driving the Silverado. Let me know if y'all hear those words.
Ahead of it, so that's why she's in Grandis's.
Was ahead of us. That's why Candace was driving the Silverado.
Grandis's was ahead of it, so that's why she's in Grandis's. And so anyway.
Damn, I didn't even say the word Silverado. Ha! Wow, it's almost as if she's including things nobody ever got them said. With no problem in thinking there'll be no conflict. It's weird what propaganda bullshit bumpkin artists do for these critters and hope they all get by with. And then y'all just think it's some stupid bumpkin critter doing it because they're bumpkin critters. That's why they rely on bumpkin critters to get up for their dirty deeds for. Anyway, but here you go.
When she pulls up.
Was ahead of us. That's why Candace was driving. Listen to what she says here next. She said, Grandma was ahead of us. That's why Candace was driving the Silverado.
Grandis's was ahead of it, so that's why she's in Grandis's.
Grandis's was ahead of it, so that's why she was driving it. It. Not us. As in Grandis's fucking truck was ahead of what I thought would be the Subaru and all the rest of the vehicles. Therefore, first in line, and that's why Candace was maybe driving it. Pretty damn simple to comprehend, one would think. I guess if you're not being ghost noise and propaganda mindfucked into oblivion with intent, with a well-organized group online and built by those like Scott H.A.D. that we've watched for years build up some of the worst like CZ and the rest. A.D., you were in with that crew when they all got built. I remember all the years to you and Nature, Nutbag, and the rest over there. I know where you come from. Scott Z. I know. And I know what y'all are doing today with this. Hell, I didn't even use the word Silverado like you said. I must be missing it though, so we'll leave it up to the big boys. But God forbid a witness be like, yep. Well, I was a little confused because this person was driving this vehicle, but then I thought, shit, well, the reason they're driving this vehicle is because it was just the next in the line, right? It was parked in front of, and so that's why they were driving it. Yeah. But that is definitely a firmly and soundly pronunciated IT and not a US. There, D. I love that you've attempted propaganda. It sucks. I did not even use the word Silverado or say what you said in the least. Maybe somebody eventually will have questions for you over why you're doing this well-organized group online. Several social media platforms deep, while you're also trying to go back to the two setups that Jennifer, Heather, Ziggy, her players, and Sage were in the last few months, while you're trying to lift that back off. While you're advertising for 3 of the other pieces, Lips, get your name off my crap. And I've told all y'all, those videos are not to be monetized or unmonetized channels, you hear me? That was part of the thing. Anyway, also Rockin', and since TV I was tagged here, I'm being serious with you. You're local. I don't know what your deal is, or what your bender is, or if you just can't act right, or your mama raised you in a goddamn barn. But you spent enough years with your hot takes online, okay? Pulling fuck around shit for this group on the ground, much like the Jennifers and everybody damn else around here. Scott's, Chase's, I mean, it's been enough, girl. You got to go up to 125 and playing barrels with Andy and the rest, as y'all paid him to do that. You've continued your cycle. You definitely are up the skirts of Jenny, Adrian, and the rest for all these years, like Ro and everybody else. Girl, I don't know why you've done what you've done. You're older than I am, and I'm taught to respect my elders, but I'm telling you right now, it's been a years-long campaign from your stupid mouth to do what you've done for no real reason than you could. You don't know me. You were not part of my life. I don't know you from Adam, lady. Please stop fucking with my real life. Please stop with your bullshit with this group online. Be friends with Andy and the writing can't find shit. Get paid. Do whatever it is for your needful thing. I don't care. But you will stop defaming, harassing, helping put out propaganda and all your bullshit around me. I'm telling you, you will. You're already on the roster. But if I had to reach out and touch you with paperwork even sooner than that, I'm going to. You're a whole lot more touchable than some of these out here in the world, having you get up to their dirty work for them on the ground here. Miss Boots on the ground. Alright? I'm done with it. And I'll see you just fine. Well, as long as I pick up certain devices that I don't have you blocked on most of the critters, so I can at least not be able to be once. It just depends on which one I'm on day to day. Rest assured, though, that the FBI and TBI and all law enforcement are well aware of all the devices. And if I ever need any of them. Anyway, ma'am, go pick up a new hobby. I'm not your hobby. Fucking with me on behalf of your tragedy pimp buddies for years. To tamper with me and my children otherwise, put out shit with critters like this and them on purpose with intention is not a very good hobby. It's pretty terrible. What you do also creates chaos. That may affect us some, but it definitely affects those truly working the hardest and the most for summer, despite the double-edged swords that never meant for things to be as they are, but the inundation of tragedy pimps, their ground squirrels, hunters, investment teams, and asshole boots on the ground motherfuckers. And the propaganda and the bullshit they push to have it done intentionally and with purpose to, one reason they're destroy the cases because it makes millions somewhere, or just to be all true crime junkie or fame whore, and I don't know what it is, and I can't say, but Rockin' Robin, if that's really you behind that particular account, knock it off. It's good enough. Go retire somewhere. See your way out of. Alright. D, you have exactly 24 hours to bring that video down, or I'm going to start long form striking your channel. And honestly, I'd appreciate it if you bring every damn video down where I'm concerned or my children are either one. I mean, if you feel the need and you think you've shooketh the tree or something and you're really on something, which I know better than, and I know you know better than, then you feel free to, like, download them onto a stick or burn them on a CD or just make them private. Turn them into the feds. Make sure you get the right email, or the Don B to deliver them front door, or the Bullhorn to yell to closed office. I don't care how you do it. But that video is bullshit. Your propaganda is bullshit. I'll be damned if you're gonna continue to torment my life with it. I've obviously shown the feds myself that you're evidence in Rockin' Robin and the whatever. Today I've had enough. You have 24 hours to take it down, or I'm going to strike your channel. And then I'm going to continue to strike on every video that pertains to me in any way that's defamatory, slanderous, harassment, further propaganda, clipping, misinformation, bullying, anything else I find or feel like, or continuing pattern that violates terms of service, where it is intentional bullying and using your platform to do it. Which is pretty much, well, all of your damn channel. So, you have 24 hours, D. Find another hobby besides JSP. Go find a real fucking clue. SLOP. Dear TVI and all that in the nicest place. Paperwork, courts, legitimate reporting for all those things on YouTube and Google. Alright? No vague hints of anything in blood. See? Behaving. Anyway, enjoy your cry cuts, lady, and your evidence or whatever it is today. I don't really care. Go bushwhack something, slop this, whatever that. I don't really care. I'll do propaganda artists from A to Z. Y'all have a good day. I'm out here a bit. I've not even had coffee yet, though I'm not sure if you're allowed if you've not been to sleep. I really think I probably should not have coffee, quite frankly. But I feel like I want it anyway. So I'm gonna make a pot. I might actually make espresso. I might even treat myself and make a macchiato this morning. A taro one. I'm not sure. I mean, and by taro I mean the purple powder, not Empress cards or dowsing rods or anything. Or $10 Google Spirit boxes. Y'all. So anyway. Taro root, it's fun. Cream. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna treat myself before I have to flee to Greece or Mexico or something. Because, I'll just. Everybody in the damn Tri-Cities, we're all guilty. Everybody was somehow at the bottom of the hollow with Fred that day, but simultaneously nowhere. Everybody got together, formulated this plan, and UFO'd somewhere in outer space or something. And according to you, it's just some propaganda that's fed to you. I mean, those who buy this bullshit makes them think very terrible things of people that are innocent and haven't done a damn thing in the world and never once harmed Summer or her brothers, period, in any way, for any reason. You're all assholes. But yeah, must have a UFO or just my toes or something. Shit. Whatever. And with like 9 billion other people involved, y'all are sick around here. Hell is indeed empty and all the devils are here. Y'all watch these streets today. And as always, stick with real law enforcement, and real journalists for real information and such on Summer. Share real law enforcement, real journalists, and news source information, and Summer's picture and image picture, image, and her flyer info, call her by her name. It's the most tangible way you can help her, and really anybody else in any other open and active investigation that needs to be found or perpetrator found, or both things. And, social media is not the information you should seek, nor is anyone speaking in and around these open and active cases, from knowing the family, witnesses, community members, you know, stick still and always with law enforcement and real media, journalists, etc. Okay. So please share Summer's picture, information, and call her by her name. That's how you really help her. And y'all have a good day. I'm gonna enjoy coffee before I have to flee to Russian airports from Mexico or Greece, based on intentional propaganda pushed out by a well-organized group operating over several social media platforms deep for many, many years prior to Summers and continuing, and definitely embedded 4 cases deep in Tennessee right now, pulling the same shit. Watch out for them. It's deep and dark around here. And God love these guys like the TBI and FBI and the real analysts for putting the hell up with them when they should not have to. And putting up with even the dumbasses like us, who maybe find ourselves here before we ever understand that we've been hunted, manipulated, done ways, and that some of us choose to speak and fight back in the only way sometimes we know how. Or that we take exception with our Appalachian attitudey selves and are like, the hell y'all. But God love these guys, these men and women who work so hard for Summer. They're the ones that deserve the attention and the fortunes and the clout for everything they do, for all those they work for every day. Unlike YouTube and you creators and you ground squirrels. Much love to the real hearts and detectives. Y'all have a good day.